Hey guys, welcome back to Rossoneri TV. I'm Gio and I'm here to preview the Parma AC Milan match that will be played this coming Sunday on September 14 at 8:45 p.m. local time at the Stadio Tardini in Parma. Now, AC Milan coming off a 3-1 win in their first game against Lazio, while Parma losing their first game against Cesena 1-0. A long international break finally coming to an end. The Serie A is back. So let's get right into this. First of all, though, I want to give you some quick stats on what happened last season. Parma, they actually won 9 games and lost only 3 times while playing at home last season, while Milan, on the other hand, only won 5 times and lost 9 away from home. Therefore, the stats are pretty much flipped over there for Parma and Milan. So it will be a very intriguing match at the Stadio Tardini. It's gonna be very tight for sure, but we'll get into that a bit later. Now, let's talk a bit about Milan once again. Milan, as I said, coming off that 3-1 win against Lazio, which saw Onda, Menez, and Muntari scoring their goals. Very positive game there at home at the San Siro. Very good for the fans, of course, getting that momentum up. But now Milan need to find continuity, something that has been lacking since many seasons, and we saw it especially last season where Milan had many problems continuing their form. So this is going to be a very interesting test for Milan as they're going to look to continue that form and of course go on a winning streak. Parma, on the other hand, their situation is a bit more clinical because they lost their first game in the season against Cesena. This game they're going to be playing at home, so it's going to be their home opener in a way for the season for Parma, and therefore they're going to want to honestly bounce back from that defeat against Cesena and get a win, especially at home against a very important team such as AC Milan. Now, getting back now to Parma's game where they lost 1-0 against Cesena. Parma pretty much controlled the whole game. However, they couldn't find the back of the net. They actually had 12 shots. However, they only managed to hit 1 on target. And obviously, it didn't result in a goal. Therefore, you can't hit the ball on target. It's very hard to find goals. And that was exactly the case for Parma a few weeks ago. Now, let's talk a bit about their players. Amauri, very important piece last season for Parma. Won't be there this season for Parma because he has been obviously transferred to Torino, and he has scored 8 goals for them last season for Parma. So the question is right now if they have the right replacement for him or not. Now let's talk a bit about other players in Parma. Biabiani, the man who was one step away from joining Milan a few weeks ago when the whole deal with Zaccardo pretty much broke off. He's expected to start this coming Sunday against Milan, as well as Cassano, who scored 12 goals last season for Parma, but wasn't called up for their season opener against Cesena. Now, let's look a bit at the probable starting lineup for Milan. Once again, a 4-3-3. Only 2 changes coming from that match against Lazio, and I'm talking about De Sciglio and Torres being integrated in this starting lineup. Once again, that back 4 looking very similar to the one we saw against Lazio. De Sciglio there, which definitely will do a great job as we had seen in the international break with Italy. The midfield is the same thing, but the forwards up front, as you can see, Torres is expected to be the starter in that striker role, while Onda will be replacing El Shaarawy, which obviously was subject to an ankle inflammation during this international break. Therefore, he's not expected to be called up and therefore won't be playing. So Onda there on the left wing, replacing El Shaarawy, and De Sciglio on that left fullback. I think the formation is quite good, as well as the lineup. My theory is if something's working right, don't change it, and we saw very positive signs with this formation lineup last game against Lazio. So I think this lineup could once again do the job. It will be very interesting to see obviously Torres there in the first ever game, an official game for AC Milan. Obviously the fans are expecting a lot from him, So we will see how he copes with the pressure on that one. And of course, there's also Bonaventura, Van Ginkel, which are all expected to start from the bench. So at any given time, they could be expected to make their debuts for AC Milan. So it will be a very interesting match for Milan. Not only because there's new players, but also to see if they can continue their form where they left off right before the international break. Now it's time for predictions. As I mentioned at the beginning, it's going to be a very tight match. Parma's going to look to bounce back from that defeat. Milan's going to look to continue that positive form where they left off. For a scoreline, I'm going to say a very tight game. It's going to be a 2-1 Milan win. Now, guys, I predicted correctly against Lazio. I don't want this extra pressure put on me because I'm obviously not going to predict every scoreline right from here till the end of the season. But this is what I'm saying. Milan 2-1. Goals coming from Torres. Yes, I do see Torres scoring in his debut. And I'm going to add in Menez. Menez because I've seen great signs of him against Lazio 2 weeks ago. And I think he can continue that form. Obviously, if we get a penalty shot again, I'm expecting him to take it. So those are my goal scorers, Torres and Menez. 2-1 scoreline for AC Milan against Parma this coming Sunday. Hopefully I'm right again. Now, let me know what you guys think the scoreline is going to be. Please leave your match predictions in the comment section below. And let's see if you guys could guess as well. So that is it, guys, for the match preview between Parma and AC Milan, which will be played once again this coming Sunday at 8:45 p.m. local time. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to Rossoneri TV for match previews, reviews, discussions, breaking news, and much more. This has been Gio from Rossoneri TV signing off, and as usual, Forza Milan!